Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my guide on crafting bounty mats and Kadala. When to use which. Especially with a new season starting up, you're going to want to definitely gear up your character as quickly as possible, as efficiently as possible. So, in this guide, I'm going to go over when to use the crafting in the game, which you'll need your DBs for and all your crafting materials, all of these here. When to use your bounty mats, how to efficiently do bounties, and when to use Miss Kadala here, who rarely gives you anything. Okay, so let's start with the crafting. What you want to use your crafting for is a couple things. Number one, if you're missing a piece of a set or missing an item altogether and you're having trouble finding it in game, crafting is your best way to do it, because what you do is you create, let's say you need a belt, okay? So you create a bunch of the belts. Let me actually use something I would use, like switch this to highest usable. We're going to take a look at armor. So we're going to craft 10 for now, okay? You take 10 of these armors, you take it with your DBs and your crafting materials. You bring it over to your cube, once you have your cube, and you just transmute that, and it turns it into a legendary. This is probably the best way to, let's say I need an Uliana's chest piece, okay? Usually I wait till I can do 25 plus. Alright, so there's an Uliana's chest piece. It's kind of garbage. It's not ancient. You can continue to do this to see if you can get an ancient one. But in the beginning of the game, as long as you have one, that's what's important. I would use crafting to upgrade all armor spots later in the game, but initially you can use your crafting for everything, weapons, everything, until you get your first of what you need. It's the best way to get your set completed, besides normal drops and Kadala and that type of stuff. Okay, save up all your mats, do a bunch at the same time, and then you can get your first piece for your Uliana set, or whatever set you're going for, or the weapon you need, the ring you need. It does work on rings too, but crafting jewelry takes a lot more mats. It takes a lot more gems. So it takes one of each gem to do a ring, and for amulet, one of each of these two. Amethysts and diamonds. To do your amulets, it takes the other three: ruby, emerald, topaz. This can suck a lot of gems up, especially when you need them for your caldicens as well. So you can use it for these, but it's more expensive, let's say. Now, on to Kadala. What you want to use Kadala for is also, if you don't have enough mats to find the piece of gear that you need, you want to use her to try to find your Uliana's chest piece if you need it. Okay, but then later on, you want to use her for mainly armor, and you want to pick your worst piece that you have and roll for that all the time, consecutively. If your chest piece is garbage, not ancient, you want to roll chest all the time. Whatever your least usable or least end game item is, that's what you want to use Kadala for. Rarely do you ever want to roll for weapons or rings and ammies. Once you get end game armor and stuff like that, you can definitely start using her for rings. I would not use her for amulets at all, or weapons, because that's expensive, and these will not. If you need a fist weapon, this thing's going to give you swords and everything else. It's not just going to give you fist weapons, okay? So mainly armor and then rings. But yeah, that's what you want to use for Kadala for. Now for bounty mats. The best way to do bounties is in a 4-man group. You can either have your own group where you all split up the bounty mats. Make sure you're turning in the right ones first for the bonus. If you do not have a group, go to public game and join one. That'll put you in a group, 4-man group. You can complete your bounties and get all the mats you need. On T10, you get enough for 2 rerolls in the cube. Now, if you have your own 4-man group, you can either straight run the bounties, or you can run your bounties and have one person farm keys. And when they get to the Rift Guardian, they call in the group, you guys go get your keys, resume your bounty farming. He goes back to clearing the Nephilim rifts. And at the end of it, you get a whole bunch of bounty mats and you get some keys. That's the most efficient in a 4-man group, where you're multitasking pretty much. You guys want to split up and do your bounties. So one person goes here, one goes there, one goes there, one goes there, one goes there. Well, these 4, and then the first person done goes over here, and then you continue. You want to make sure you do your bonus ones first. Click him. You don't want to turn in the wrong one first and get 1 cash instead of the 2, but that's the most efficient way to do bounties. Now, for your bounty rerolls, you want to primarily use your bounty mats for weapons first. Always weapons first. Use your bounty mats to reroll your weapons. If you only have 1 weapon of, let's say you need an Ingeome. If you only have this Ingeome, and it's pretty decent and it's doing its job and it's ancient, do not re-roll this one. Make sure you have a backup to re-roll. Do not re-roll the one you use all the time, so you still have your decent one. Because you don't want to re-roll something that's okay into something that's total trash. So what you do for your rerolls is you take these here, your bounty mats and your forgotten souls. We're going to get rid of this other stuff in our inventory really quick. And then you reroll the piece you need. Now, like I said, weapons are first. Do not waste your bounty mats on your armor and stuff until your weapons and your rings and the amulet are exactly what you want, because those are the more expensive and harder to roll pieces. I myself, on all my characters, I have pretty decent weapons, so I would not be rolling weapons. Instead, I would be rolling my amulet or my ring. Right now, I'm looking for a better compass rose for my Uliana's build, so we're going to go ahead and re-roll that right now. You just take that, re-roll it, boom, it's a new ring. Okay, it's not what I want, so I'll re-roll it. Okay, this is not bad. I'm going to keep this because that's a pretty decent ring. It's got a secondary res. It is not ancient, but it's got crit chance, crit damage, and a socket, which means I can roll off that 10% movement speed for my Ulianas and put either cooldown or area damage. So that is a pretty decent ring. I do not think I have another compass rose, so I am currently not going to re-roll that. Oh wait, no. Yeah, I do not have another compass rose anywhere, so that is something that I am going to keep. Even though it's not ancient, it's definitely an upgrade because I like the crit damage. I like the fact that it has 5.5 crit chance, a socket already, a secondary res. I can re-roll that movement speed. So there you go. There you have how to use your bounty mats, what to use it for, that type of thing. Like I said, bounty mats, weapons, then your jewelry first. When those are endgame, then you can think of using your bounty mats for your armor pieces, because I would not waste those unless, it's your last piece that you need, an ancient chest piece. Then go ahead and re-roll it using bounty mats. But bounty mats are harder to come by. They take 15 to 25 minutes to complete a full run. And then you want to use your crafting for getting your first piece, or getting a backup piece, or upgrading your armor. And you want to use Kadala for armor first, and then possibly rings. That is your best chance of gearing up your character, especially at the start of a new season. You want to balance yourself between getting keys, doing bounties, and your gear pickups. While you're doing your bounties, you get crafting materials, so it's very beneficial to do your bounties to upgrade your weapon first, and then upgrade your jewelry next. I might actually re-roll my amulet, since I got a decent roll there. We're going to go ahead and do that now before I end this video. Hopefully we can get a decent roll on a Traveler's Pledge, but we shall see right here. Other than that, if that was cold damage, I would. It's got no crit. Bum, bum, bum. It's not ancient. I have a better one on my Oleana's guy. This one is ancient. Secondary res. It's got crit damage 89. I'll have to check this one out. I don't think it's better at all. But let's see if I get another Traveler's Pledge. I probably do not. Oh, I do. So we're going to take this one. This one sucks because it's got no crit chance. If that cooldown was crit chance, I'd be switching this one out, but it does not. So let's take a look at this one, see what we can come up with. It's got Fizz. This is our last roll. We'll see what we get. Oh, we got no more rolls. So that is my guide on when to use crafting materials, bounty mats, that type of stuff. Kadala. Good luck to you guys in the new season. Good luck gearing up. I hope this guide was helpful. If you like these type of guides, if you like my gameplay videos, my weekly Solo Monk leaderboard recap and build reviews, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Definitely hit that like button. Tell me in the comments what you think of this, and you guys have a great day. Peace.